always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? Supposed to feel. How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Kick off the week right. We got our little afternoon delight. All right, we chilling. Yes sir, we got Monday Night Raw going down. What I think is going to be a pretty good show. SummerSlam is just a few weeks away. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys missed our weekend streams, we had a fantastic time. Yesterday we played some AEW Fight Forever and UFC 4. Always switching it up, keeping it fresh. Let me move the camera over here since I'm watching the TV screen a lot. So yeah, always keeping it fresh, keeping it real, changing it up. I always like to discuss, debate, and check out what's going on with wrestling, even if I don't do the live watch parties all the time. We got the pay-per-views or premium live events as they call it. Those are always a blast, so those are still happening. And Saturday, we actually had a Saturday night hangout where we were just discussing wrestling, having fun with it, and chilling. Most importantly, chilling. So today I'm doing the same thing. We're going to be talking about wrestling, predictions for Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to be watching AEW Collision because I didn't watch it on Saturday. So I want to see the CM Punk and Ricky Starks matchup. Let me see. Let me pull up the chat before y'all go crazy. We're going to stream later tonight as well. We got a double header today. We got a 2-hour afternoon show right now. And then we got the one going down tonight. Can we get 10 likes, man? We need to get 20 easy. What up, John? What up, Levi, Ace, Devin, Saif? What's the good news, bro? What's the good news? You got me here nervous. Speaking of keeping it real, I'm glad Rousey's leaving for UFC. I mean, it's not confirmed she's leaving for UFC. She hasn't confirmed it, but yeah, that's the rumor. Also, I remember saying Punk shouldn't have beat Joe, and people saying it's part of the story. Yeah, they played into it so much last Collision. I sense your sarcasm. Am I excited for the Cody Rhodes documentary? Definitely. Punk should be in the main event facing MJF. Maybe not. I know a lot of people they're a little bitter towards Punk these days. You got your CDL Saturday morning, easy work. Oh, man. For everyone that has been following Saif's journey and has been in the stream in the past, Saif has been hard at work for what feels like forever, literally. Right? It's felt like forever. But he finally got his CDL. My dog is going to be driving. Had almost a flawless test. You're a beast. You managed your time right and you executed, bro. So if y'all could give a special congrats, that would be amazing. Yeah, I saw the David Benoit sighting. I saw. Rousey's second run has been completely doo-doo. You didn't like it? If Rousey's a crap performer, half of the women's division is. I can at least name a few good Rousey matches. True. Punk should be feuding with the Elite. I guess eventually. Big dump trucks. Hey, man. Congratulations, Saif. I mean that. So, like I said, I'm going to be playing on the TV screen. Put this a little up because we got the camera at an angle, so you guys could get me lean back, relaxing on the chair. I'm going to be playing AEW Collision. So let me turn these headphones on. I got music playing for y'all. I got the headphones on for me. And we're going to be playing this show Saturday Night Collision, baby. Here we go. Don't worry, Lex. I'm a member up and all that good stuff very, very soon. I'm about to start working with my stepdad until I buy my own truck. Damn, it's like that, buying your own truck. I have a hot take, and you're going to hate me for this, so get ready. Oh, man, the fact that you're saying it the way you're saying it just goes to show that you're doing it just to stir shit up. AEW now has better wrestling than WWF and WCW did in the 90s. I'm not even gonna give that any kind of. I'm not gonna give that any kind of love, man. That is ridiculous. David Benoit said he would use his father's name in wrestling if he was wrestling. I bet. Phenomenal Ace, if you're about to name the 4 horsewomen and Bianca and Rhea, no shit. I mean everyone else. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, brother, my mom and stepdad gonna loan me the bread because I'm gonna make it back first year. Nice, bro. Yeah, I mean that's how you get into it, man. You get you get connected with the right people, or at least someone that knows. In this case, your family is obviously facilitating this opportunity, and it's up to you to conquer it and take control of the situation, and you're doing your part. So steady moving, man, and you'll be all right in no time. Brian vs. MJF. Name a better match from the 90s. Oh my god. I could name more than a match. I could name I can name just so many matches I enjoyed much more, but that MJF match and Brian match was amazing. It was amazing. It was great. It was fun. It was exciting and really good. The part that you're missing, Ace, is that wrestling is far from being combat sports, okay? Far from being hard-hitting, real, non-scripted combat sports. So they could put on not a 5-star match, not a 6-star match, or a 7-star match that your boy Dave Meltzer rates them. They could put on a 20-star performance matchup and go all out, go bananas. The biggest difference between that specific match that you want to say is better than any match from the 90s is that the characters at hand, MJF, Bryan Danielson, 2 characters that are not only inspired by others, but did not have half the story that most matches in the mid-card scene had during WWF. So at the end of the day, it's not even about putting on great 1v1. James just became a jobber in the Lexxoverse, and there ain't no shame in that. He's entering the ring. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. Thank you for membering up. That is awesome. I encourage everyone and anyone that can member up. For just $3, you get a loyalty badge by your name, you get emojis, and you get to join the watch parties when they go down. Look at James lifting up that membership like the tribal chief. In all seriousness, though, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I got Big Show versus Brock from SmackDown when they broke that ring. I mean, look, the matches could be spectacular. They could be over the top fun. But the stories and characters that happened during the WWF, WCW era or Attitude era were just second to none. You'll probably pass out before Raw like always. Well, Raw tonight's gonna be pretty good. Brock Lesnar's coming back. Getting involved with Cody, obviously. Exactly, MGM. Come on, man. So many Kurt Angle matches you could put over. Kurt Angle even had better matches in TNA. Come on. What are we talking about here? Randy should be back pretty soon. Sooner rather than later, right? So I'm watching AEW Collision. We got the Bullet Club versus FTR. I heard this match was like an hour long. Let me put another text message box up top so y'all know what match I'm watching. What do you think they do with Randy? Good question. I honestly don't have an idea. All right. James with the 1. Thank you. All right, watching FTR versus Bullet Club. There we go. Randy coming back would be great. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Y'all be sleeping on Perk Angle. Oh man, come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, MJF did have a great match against Bryan Danielson. There ain't no question. But I don't need to bring down the past or bring down their match just to make something else seem great. I will say that MJF had a spectacular match, and the characters and stories from back then, it's just on another level. Randy coming back at SummerSlam would be really smart. You know why? Because we've had a lot of returns at SummerSlam the last couple of years. And I feel like that would be a moment in time. Well, you brought up a conversation piece and I ran with it, bro. I mean, if I get that you're playing around, you're taking back what you said. The hot take, if you will. Look at James walking down the ramp like the people's champ. Donated $1 through Super Chat. Let's go. I miss Randy and Big E. Big E is definitely one that is sorely missed. His attitude was infectious. All right, so let me put here that we're live right now. Let me put on Discord, and I forgot to put it on YouTube too. We are live right now. Tune in. Boom. All right, so we put it on Discord that we're live. Now we're going to go put it on Twitter. All right. Tweeted it out. Put it on Discord. Let's get them likes up, man, so we can get more people up in here. Come on, y'all. Wake up. All right. Boom. Allows Randy time to heal and not work long matches. Gives Riddle match proper. Yep. I think RK Bro should reunite, especially if they put, if they're able to put, think about this, if they're able to put Riddle in a feud that leads into SummerSlam where he ultimately gets like double teamed, triple teamed, and like just savagely destroyed after a match or something, would have been good with Imperium. What up, Anthony? You go ahead and bring in Randy Orton, the legend killer Randy Orton, and it automatically levels the playing field. How's everyone today? Man, I'm ready to go. Watching some wrestling, talking some wrestling. You membered up? Styles is the same guy. They said NXT Black and Gold never drew a dime. Well, you know how Styles is. Never go to work with hangover. Bad mistake on my part. What happened, John? Can't really think of what title picture I put Randy into, but I want him to hold gold again. What if he goes for that Intercontinental? I mean, you got Drew going for it already. You throwing Randy into that mix? Am I going to add more stickers? Karrion Kross, for example, on the screen right now? Not at the moment, but definitely something I could look into adding at some point. 2 days away from Worlds Apart being in 2K23. Finally returning, right? I hope they have the crowd serenading the theme song. Kind of like how they have the Seth Rollins one. That would be very good. Am I ready for the DLC? Definitely, bro. It's coming back at the perfect time, because I've had a good time with WWE, but I've been playing a lot of Fight Forever lately, and that gives me a reason to get back into it. So I heard that this did anybody in here watch Collision on Saturday? Got my tongue twister. Sadly, status said the Fiend is locked behind my faction. Yeah, but they'll get him out. AEW All Out, September 3rd. You forgot I was even on? I saw Collision. That tag match was incredible. So far, it's been pretty good. Content damage. I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to take something from it, though. They always take something from it. Collision tag match was very good. Kind of feel Juice got hoed. Starks won. Well, thanks for spoiling the show, but I already knew it. I saw Ricky Starks had won by probably going heel. I watch highlights from Collision on YouTube. I mean, I put this on. I keep yawning because I got the fan hitting me right in my face. I put this on because ultimately you guys were telling me how good this match was, but I was just gonna tune into the Ricky Starks CM Punk match. How does everybody think? Well, what do you mean? How does everybody feel about it? I think that for me, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought AEW Fight Forever was a game that was a good blend between arcade and just fun, in-depth gameplay that rewards you for wanting to do a little more than just button mash. Haven't played it in weeks already? AEW Fight Forever patch coming out. And Stampede, I wonder when Stampede's coming out. I figured that it would be out within the first month, since they dropped that commercial teasing it. You know what show? They should cancel Rampage, right? What do you guys think? Do you guys feel like they should cancel it? I'm in love with the barbed wire match and the fact you can use thumbtacks. That is amazing. Cancel Rampage at that time slot. Oh yeah, I agree. You're gonna say July 25th? They should start promoting it a lot more so people could get hyped up, you know, like show some details and break down the mode, give us some more teasers. Can we talk about the Punk and Starks match? That finish was so flat, man. Like Starks didn't grab the rope until the 3 count and the ref was looking right at him. I gotta watch it. I didn't know exactly what went down, but I am gonna watch it now, and yes, we can talk about it. So what are you thinking? It was a miscue? Rampage has become main event. Yeah, going. There's nothing like being live, bro. That's the thing. There's nothing like being live. It's just the way it goes with these live shows. The energy of the arena, from a mental standpoint, feels better, and on top of that, it's not as heavily edited. You know, when the show is not live, they have so many camera cuts. They have so many different things that kind of just ruin the experience. Like spoilers online. Rampage being the 3rd hour of Dynamite is killing the crowd too. You're right. That is true. What happened to CM Punk? Is age slowing him down, or is he not the same man he used to be? Why? Because of the way they're booking him, you think? I mean, he's put on some solid matches. I think he's been all right. He hasn't shown that Punk of old. He's kind of given us flashes of that old Punk. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna go get? I'm gonna go get some pretzel M&Ms that I got yesterday. That's what I'm gonna go do. AEW banned a lot of moves. Well, they have more moves available than WWE, that's for sure. So be honest with me, guys. Do you care at all about AEW Collision? Do you guys keep up with it?
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody and stained from the people.
It's good wrestling. I see what you're saying there. I do. AW reminds me of what ECW used to be. It's good to see that kind of hardcore fighting again. I don't like the hardcore type matches. I want to like Collision, but the stories just aren't there to keep watching weekly. You're right. I feel like Dynamite barely has stories going for it too. I kind of do. But that Saturday night time slot won't last long. I agree. You guys want to know why I'm not like an AEW super fan? Like, I like AEW, don't get me wrong, and I support them. You guys have seen me wear the shirt, the hat, I bought the game day one. I've gone to the shows already multiple times. I'm willing to watch the pay-per-views and the shows and talk about them. My thing is that what got me into WWE wasn't just the wrestling element. It really wasn't just wrestling. So my whole thing with wrestling and why I love it is the drama. If I want to watch a random match, I'll go to like a live event, which that's what they typically have there, and just enjoy the story told within the ring, which is a different kind of entertainment, but to me that gets old after a while. So what originally made me get excited and feel like wrestling was like the dopest thing in the world growing up, it was everything that happened outside of the ring that made me want to watch what was going on inside the ring. You get what I mean? You think it's time for MJF to get shut up? Then we got a long track record too. Also, AEW's glorified indie wrestling with better power and TV exposure. 100%. I agree. So, when I have these debates with Phenomenal Ace, who's in here, I think still, and I have these debates with people on different, you know, subjects within the wrestling genre, I realize that some people just love the in-ring stuff and that's all they need to enjoy the show. For me, I can't just sit there and watch it. Where am I from? Miami, Florida, born and raised. So in the United States, I just don't like watching a matchup with no like story stipulation. Now, mixing it up and having one or two of those matches within the show, it's okay. Sometimes you get surprised with some feuds that stem from those matches, or just a good banger of a match, like Sheamus typically does. But AEW is loaded with matchups that have nothing to do with one another, and is considered all a dream match and like some indie cheese. What the hell? They call them Bullet Club Gold. Hold on, let me see. Juice Robinson threw out Switchblade there with the first pin. You know what's funny? That FTR is the good guys, and a lot of people are cheering for the Bullet Club. Yeah, Gary, the mods for AEW Fight Forever have been in the bunches, which I think is cool. But for me, it's like, when I play AEW Fight Forever, I want to play with the superstars that are there. I don't really care about doing the mods. I agree with what WWE did over the years. As fans were children. It had the Hulkamania era. They got older. It was a new generation era. My fave, then Attitude era, and so on. There's always been an era. There's always been a main character carrying the show or the storylines. And I said this the other day when I went on like one of those big speeches. If you tune into WWE programming in this day and age, you know, that doesn't automatically make you a casual, because being a wrestling fan in 2023 makes you more of a fan than some of the fans from back then even. Because think about it, back then there wasn't no Instagram, there wasn't no Twitter, YouTube, or any of that to watch TV and watch what happens outside the ring. The most casual fan in the world right now follows Roman Reigns, The Rock, and some other top guys, and they're in tune with wrestling outside of the product on TV. Back then, that didn't really exist. Yeah, there were like dirt sheets that weren't as popular, and WWE.com, which people would tune in like myself, but it was all very limited. I love the character and gimmick of what they've done with Roman Reigns. To me, that's brilliant. Oh, Roman Reigns is on another level, bro. Between his performance and the the level of trust that they have in him is crazy. Lex is right. WWE retains partnership with legacy characters like Rock, Cena, Batista to keep driving their product. They ain't dumb. Now, if Cena showed up on AEW on a pay-per-view, it would be big, but doesn't mean people are going to automatically tune in. Look at the noise that CM Punk made. Look at the noise that Bryan Danielson made and these other top guys when they first switched. It doesn't translate to consistency. MJF is super entertaining and a good wrestler. He's really good, for sure. And he's young. He's only going to get better. If they somehow booked Karrion Kross to be on the same level as Roman, that would be one hell of a showdown. Is there a real difference between someone being a mark compared to someone being a smart? I'm not sure about the term in that regard, honestly. I don't even get that whole, oh, you're a mark thing. Just like people call others casual thinking that it's supposed to hurt, you know, your feelings. If they somehow book Karrion Kross to be on the same level as Roman, that would be one hell of a showdown. They've booked Karrion Kross good. The crowd just hasn't gotten behind him. You don't see how AEW would fare head to head with WWE? Look at their numbers when Money in the Bank was on that same weekend. I agree, but internet's killed high wrestling ratings forever, and new companies like AEW getting almost a mil for a core fans. Wednesday is winning for them. WWE is just an establishment. I don't think it's killed wrestling. I think that, let me pause this match real quick because I'm missing part of it with the conversation getting this deep. The thing is this, guys. It hasn't killed wrestling. It has put eyeballs onto wrestling from different sources that weren't available back then. So back then you would look at this graph and it would be weekly ratings, monthly ratings, or yearly ratings, and you would sit here and be like, oh, that was a good show because a lot of people tuned in, a lot of people enjoyed it. The rating was this, that, or the other, with this many people tuning in live simultaneously. There wasn't DVR. There wasn't none of the half of the shit that's available now. So when you look at the fact that the numbers are so spread out, you know, there's still a lot of people that watch wrestling and are fans. That's why the arenas sell out. That's why AEW is able to get at least a crowd into those shows without being as big as a company like WWE. They haven't even been around as long as some of these other indie companies. So AEW is pulling fantastic numbers. They get 1 million consistently on a weekly basis. And across all their videos, across all their social media platforms, I'm sure they pull millions of views all together, or come close to it at the very minimum on a bad day. And then when you look at WWE, WWE has their own superstars promoting matches within their own social media handles. WWE produces social media content. WWE produces content for Peacock. WWE has SmackDown and Raw appearing on Hulu the day after. They have their own highlights now. You know how back then watching highlights on wrestling, even still to this day, is still a thing, because someone would make a highlight clip, flip the image, distort the sound, and illegally upload the content that they don't even own just for views or whatever the case may be. Point is, there's plenty of people that still watch that, and now WWE does that on their own, like WWE on Fox, which is a brand new channel on YouTube, as well as, well, not brand new like that, they opened it yesterday, but it's a newer channel in comparison to the WWE one. And then WWE on USA, that's another WWE channel as well. So they upload highlights now, just like these other YouTubers or YouTube, you know, those little sketchy channels that would give us the things. Sorry, guys, I had a text. So there was no replays back then. Well, there was in Spanish on the weekends, and there was certain channels that put replays on the weekends late at night. I remember, like alternative channels, like networks that worked with like USA Network or whatever. But I remember seeing them sometimes late at night. But point is, there's wrestling just about every single day of the week, different companies, different platforms, and it's just more accessible. And you could stay up to date with the product without having to watch the entire 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever the show is. So when you look at ratings, when you look at, you know, the clicks and the hits and the headlines and this, that, or the other, at the end of the day, the numbers are just all spread out, and there's no real measuring stick to get an accurate calculation on the level of impact it's making on a weekly, daily basis to compare to the level of impact that it made back then. What up, VJ? So let me put this as an example. Am I going to say that WWE averaging millions of views on YouTube now means they are bigger than back then because they have a strong presence in social media, which is an outlet form? It was a form of entertainment that just didn't exist back then. So does that mean that because it exists now, wrestling is bigger? Because people can access wrestling at the flip of a switch, clicking on anything that'll show them wrestling content? You get me? That's why I'm saying even the most average casual fan in 2023 pales in comparison to the fans of the Attitude Golden Era and the earlier years, because you are in touch with the story, with the superstar, and the product as a whole on a 24-hour basis. If you can't sleep at night and you're tired but bored and you're just laying in bed, you could grab your phone and get on social media and you could access wrestling content in a format that just never existed. So that automatically makes you more connected with the product in any era. So it's hard to grasp that and compare.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop.
You get me? I get that YouTube counts, but I'm saying, like, there's just no real measuring stick. Competition is never a bad thing, but it does need to be competition. I've seen what happens when a company that thinks they're ready to contend with WWE tries and bombs. TNA never recovered from it. You're 100% right. TNA never recovered from it, and it's unfortunate that they did it the way they did, because it could have been a stronger entity than it is today if it would have been a little smarter, because they actually had a nice run and had a great roster filled with known names in an era where social media was still expanding and wasn't as big as it is now. So it was more word of mouth. Back then you had to watch because fake press coverage was monthly mags. Oh yeah, you're right, exactly. To drive the product too, you tuned in to see the superstars week to week. Lex, I wish I was able to be like Stone Cold and beat the hell out of my idiotic boss. They don't say anything to the lazy people, but me, when I'm forced to clean up after them, I get talked to. That's some bullshit, you know. Picking up after others because they slacken is always the worst thing ever. There was no social media to keep you filled in. You relied on the broadcast filling in the blanks. For sure. For sure. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you can call someone in 2023 a casual, but they're not a casual, bro. They're not a casual, because being a casual is watching WrestleMania once a year and that's it, basically, in this day and age. Because if you're keeping up with the stories, if you're following the wrestlers, and you're tuning into the product in some capacity, in some way, shape, or form, I mean, you are the hardcore fan that pales in comparison to the average fan from back then. It's crazy. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put some music on. Just give me literally like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. Live it up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, I'll live it up on the attack. Baby I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby I'm bad.
Cash
What do you guys got going on? Oh, we got Jay. Jay, I didn't tune into the chat while I was gone. I was checking on my cats and stuff. Jay's in the house. He says a bozo. Man, he be acting like a bozo for real though. Why Ace acting like a bozo? Speaking of AEW, I can't wait till they sell out Wembley next month. Look at you now. No. I don't know, Lex. Ace is a bozo for the day. Impact is better than AEW. I'm sorry. At what point? You've been enjoying Collision? Have you actually been watching Collision, Jay? I'm watching it right now. I'm 30 minutes into the show. I'm watching the tag match currently. I have it paused because we were talking and I went to the bathroom. What up, Tony? How's it going? Shocked and ecstatic. First Monday Night Raw is tonight. Wait, what? First Monday Night Raw is tonight on TNT Sports in the UK, and now Peacock announcing the American Nightmare becoming Cody Rhodes July 31st. So that's when the documentary is coming out, the Cody Rhodes one. Luchasaurus should be a top guy in Collision. Whoa, isn't he the TNT champ? Stories just ain't it. Yeah, but that's the thing. I think it's hard for us to say it has good wrestling because part of wrestling is the matches. You get me? Like, I mean, not the matches. I'm sorry. Part of the matches is the story behind them and the magic that it combines this soap opera novella vibe with, you know, people setting their differences out in the squared circle. It's not rated PG? If they're on TNT, then that title needs to be one. Wait, but I thought he had the title already. The main title on Collision? Well, there is none. I think it's the TNT title, right? Punk been boring? Punk came back like 2 weeks ago. When did CM Punk come back? When Collision started. So let me just type in AW Collision start date. June 17th. Punk has been back for a month. And you're going to say that his run has been boring? Punk been boring because they won't give him a feud. I don't even know who he's feuding with right now. Joe, Bullet Club, JY, Ricky Starks. Yeah, he's not feuding with anyone. He has no story going on. He's being what he was before. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't really been in any... He hasn't really been in anything. Punk should feud with you know who. Oh my god. I'm here. Notice I'm here patiently reading what you're saying and giving my replies strategically, because one, I'm not gonna get triggered with this little I guess debate that we're having about modern day wrestling overall, but it's just fascinating with me that you want to say you can't wait for Wembley to sell out, that AEW has been great, that they have this, that, but then you want to complain about Punk, you want to complain about this, you want to say that, you complain about WWE, you complain about, you know, I feel like you probably read a little too much into the stuff being put out there, and I feel like it kind of it's kind of like tampering with a clear mindset overall. The EVPs are too scared to do business. It's not black and white, bro. It's not yes or no. There's more to it than meets the eye. We don't know the entire story, and we never did. Pointing out the good and bad. But where do you really draw the line? Honestly. Hold on, guys. Give me a second.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, now leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet.
What up, Steven? What's going on, bro? Alright, he's great at boxing. Agreed, I was hoping for that to happen. Now he's back to square one on the show. I like Ronaldo. Yeah, he's working on with Showtime.
Inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world.
I agree with the MGM. If you were gonna have Punk lose to Ricky Starks, at the end of the day, why couldn't it have been Joe? And Joe could have lost to Ricky Starks because CM Punk was pissed off after what Joe did to him. And like, they could have just done such a good story there. It was already planned. Heel Punk is always better. 2012, 2013, heel bald Punk was gold. Why was he gold? Because he had characters, he had stories, and he had a vision to be able to rage against the machine. He had motive, he had depth, he had the proper circumstances to give that motivation and that characterization that became like it was something that made the world shake within the wrestling industry. And the biggest problem is that what you want AEW to do is play into the reality of what soured the relationship in the first place, right? And for him to work with people that refuse to want to work and compromise with him. The biggest thing you're missing in all of this is that when Punk had his golden run in WWE, despite the mic getting cut off, despite him wearing the Stone Cold shirt and sitting at the ramp, despite him sounding like Mr. Rage Against the Machine, Mr. I'm going against the tide, it was still fabricated television. It was still over fictitious characters. It was all fake storytelling with a little seasoning of perception that we take away from rumors and ideas and ideals. But make no mistake about it, everyone there, as difficult as it may have been, had a working relationship with each other. Right now in AEW, there is no working relationship. There is no healthy dialogue where they can make something happen. As much as Punk did not want to drop the belt to The Rock and work in that environment, Punk still worked hand in hand with The Rock's writers, and they collaborated on that short feud that they put together. So while in theory, the Elite versus Punk sounds like good storytelling because they're gonna recycle the Rage Against the Machine Punk character, it's still not a working relationship that is just enough to get them over to tell a good story. Not right now. It doesn't matter. Darby versus CM Punk again doesn't matter. MJF versus CM Punk again doesn't matter. The Elite is the Elite and the others are the others. There's plenty of other people that don't like him. You're mentioning the few that worked with him, dude. Of course. You're not saying anything, though. The reason why Punk worked in WWE is because Triple H and all these other guys were ultimately ball players and willing to play the game. Punk versus Jeff Hardy, the rematch from 2009, would be stupid after what happened with Jeff Hardy in real life. Come on, bro. How old are you? No, they're not capitalizing because there's no room for that right now, dude. What are you not getting? They're not capitalizing by not putting Jeff Hardy versus Punk or the Elite. They're not capitalizing because they don't have a story for him in Collision. There's nothing going on there. Lex, talking about social media again. Now with social media, we got spoilers on returns, matches. Exactly. It ruins everything.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Just don't like seeing him do those flips for real. Looks like he's in pain. Jeff honestly should call it a career. I love the guy. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Based on how the fans been reacting, I'm just saying heel Punk is the way to go. Heel Punk is good only when there's a good environment for it to thrive in. Going back to Jeff, he doesn't have to do the high spots anymore to get over. Look at Jericho. Yeah, but it's what the guy wants to do. So you want him to not do what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. Cooking burgers on the grill. Ooh, that sounds good. Full circle. They should have Punk retire Hardy at All Out. That would be fitting. That would be interesting, no doubt. Look, man, there's definitely enough characters within the landscape of AEW to work in favor of a Punk feud. And I'm not happy with what Punk has been doing. I mean, I've been very vocal about that. I've talked about that on stream, off stream, plenty. I'm not a Punk hater. I love CM Punk still. And what he meant for wrestling, especially, you know, in that run he did. But his work in AEW hasn't been awful, but it's been very forgetful. I mean, the only monumental thing he truly did was have a real solid exchange with MJF, and that match, the dog collar match, was, you know, definitely must see. But if you look at everything else, I'm talking about everything else he has done in AEW, and it's been very, very forgetful. And it's been very lackluster. Whether it was the feud with Darby or just the FTR stuff, the matchup with Joe recently was solid. I'm gonna watch the Ricky Starks match now here shortly. It's been very forgetful is the best way I could put it. I stick with AEW. Reminds me of old wrestling in WWE when it wasn't PG. I don't think it even reminds me of old wrestling in WWE when it wasn't PG. I'm sorry. AEW reminds me more of a mix of like WCW, ECW, and like the indie circuit. It doesn't remind me of WWE at all. I maybe even see a little TNA in AEW. I don't see any form of WWE at all. The only thing I see WWE related is certain production value elements to a degree, and characters that were involved in WWE being involved in AEW. But I don't see AEW as WWE at all. Not even a reflection of it at all. Like at all. I think saying that AEW is like the Attitude Era of WWE or WWF or whatever era you want, like, it's completely wrong. I think that it's a misconception. It's a false narrative. It doesn't go hand in hand with the reality. I enjoy AEW, man. I watched TNA when they were on their high, like that big run they were on. AEW is more so ECW and TNA on a higher budget. That's more comparable. So, some notes to take or to consider. I think Ricky Starks should have had a better face run. The fact that I heard that he weaseled his way to win. Let's just skip to the match. I'm going to put on the CM Punk match. We've talked enough. Let me go put on the CM Punk match. Ricky Starks being a bad guy right now, again, after he was with FTR, is just not good. In my opinion. Ricky Starks is good on the mic. He was getting over. If anything, Punk should have gone heel. Roman as a heel has sold more merch than any heel in the history of wrestling. He's been cheered and booed in different arenas, and it would have been a lot better. Starks is yet another missed opportunity if he goes heel. And look, you got to remember, guys, we are comparing most of our knowledge and our foundation on the love that we have for the wrestling product outside of AEW. We we didn't really know Tony Khan's flavor and taste till AEW was created and time went on and we got to see, you know, his strengths and weaknesses as a creator and as a leader. And what that means exactly is that what we watch is basically his vision of what he wants it to be at the end of the day. He is another Vince McMahon entity. Now, he's more relaxed, more approachable, and more of, you know, the positive things we've seen from him. But at the end of the day, it's his style. That long-term booking is his weakness for real. You know, I saw a clip of the show, the backstage show that they have, the behind the scenes stuff. And he books his wrestling stories with months in advance. And when you book like that, and you don't go based on heat of the moment, or not just heat of the moment. What's the best way I could put it? When you don't, because I'm sure he changes things on the flip of a switch too. You have to improvise. But when, like, there needs to be someone to tell him Ricky Starks going heel is not a good move. Like, why is this even considered? Ricky Starks hasn't been a face long enough. I'm seeing here that Andrade just came out. They're trying to tease Andrade and Aleister Black, or Malachi Black, should I say. Exactly, Jay. Thank you. My bad. I paused because I was watching this right here and I was fast forwarding. But yeah, bro, how am I supposed to book an entire month or 2 month worth of programming when I don't like the beat of the flow, like the flow and the beat of the crowd and the online reaction and the viewing experience, seeing it play out? Like how am I supposed to know that this is the right feel with that kind of structure in place? Well, people feel that way about Tony Khan and the big guys because he has a lot of the smaller guys, a lot of the NXT guys and stuff. How can Nash not know or watch LA Knight, but he says he's ripping people off? Did you see what AEW ban list? What's that? I think it was inspired. I can't his big men, Wardlow, House, Big Bill, even Luchasaurus aren't treated like monsters. You're right, MGM. That is his weakness. On Dynamite, Cole and MJF beat Cage and Morrissey like it was nothing. Yeah, I did see a piece of that match. I don't know, man. I feel like they have a lot of potential and we'll get there eventually. AEW has only been around for 4 years. And I think that for how little they've been around and how many superstars they have and the pay-per-views and the money involved and all that, I think they've done pretty darn good. I just feel like a lot of people compare them to a standard that's just not realistic. That's all it is. The standard and the criteria is just not real.
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah. In this
Why couldn't they just build a story, Punk and Ricky, and let the heel?
feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion. My whole life I just wanted some.
Starks with building something as a face was building something as a face. Even his short feuds with Jericho had the crowd behind him. Bad move, terrible. There was a lot of potential and I'm interested in some stuff. Swerve versus Darby sounds dope. Sometimes I question why sign all this talent and not use them when they're over. Exactly. Jay Lethal has been kind of whatever. They had some cool stuff with Jeff Jarrett, but I think it's ran its course. You know, people were talking shit about the crowd in Toronto, or I mean in Canada. They're chanting CM Punk and they're loving him right now. At least we'll always have Ring of Honor Jay. Jay Lethal was great. And Ring of Honor, I mean, if you think that they're clueless about AEW, Ring of Honor, they're even more clueless with what they're doing with that. I mean, they don't even have, they're showing it what, like on YouTube and Twitch or something like that. I watched it live when I went to the show a couple weeks ago. And why is Brian Cage in a tag team? Brian Cage has been terribly used. Guys like Black, Andrade, and Miro are happy being on Collision. Yeah, because they're going to build towards them and they're going to have their spotlight at some point. Even though it's been kind of, you know, slow start. But right now Andrade is about to feud with Malachi Black. I just saw the scene where he came out. So I'm looking at CM Punk and Ricky Starks right now. I'm going to kind of walk you guys through where I'm at in the match. CM Punk keeps grabbing him by the neck and dropping him, and they're putting on, you know, semi-pro wrestling, amateur wrestling style performance right now where they're just like grappling and shit. Lexx, because didn't AEW sign Will Washington, who was supposed to be Khan's helper? Yeah, I don't know, like, the opinions and stuff like that. How old is Brian Cage? Yeah, he's getting up there, right? I do not like what WWE doing to Tommaso Ciampa, making him like Big Show. They do not know what to turn him face or heel. He flip-flop back and forth like Big Show. Well, they're building him up, man. Remember, he was on a run. He got injured, and now they're kind of establishing him again. I mean, I don't know, but it just still feels like Tony Khan is doing everything, which is another problem. Yes. I feel like AEW was a lot better when Cody Rhodes was there. Cody Rhodes had a significant role in AEW, and I do feel like his absence has been missed. Not as an on-screen talent. I'm talking about everything. Like when you combine what he offered, the talent, the up and coming stars, and he was literally the leader of the locker room, you know. Cody kept them grounded, and Cody helped in so many areas. Yeah, Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite is probably the best thing they got going on right now, and that they've had going on for a while. MJF and Adam Cole has been pretty solid, but that just, you know, that's fairly new. Outside of that, they haven't really done a whole lot. FTR has kind of been flip-flopping all the time. They're there, they're not there, injured, not injured, defending random titles or whatever, wrestling elsewhere. You know, now with Collision, obviously they help Punk and things like that, but I just feel like it just hasn't been enough of anything. And that happens with a lot of people within the AEW system. Like Cesaro, all that hype about him going there, winning the ROH title, like what happened? That indie wrestler, you're not Jeff Hardy, pal? The one that jumped off high? You know who deserves more shine? Eddie Kingston. Thank you. Eddie Kingston is outstanding. Eddie Kingston is outstanding. But guys, we've been talking a lot about AEW, and we're going to continue to talk about AEW because I'm finishing the show right now as we speak. Ricky Starks and CM Punk are going at it. Just came back from commercial break. Yeah, they have ads on the TNT app. It's kind of annoying. But let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to pull up because after we're done with the Punk Starks conversation, I'm going to pull in and talk about the show tonight because we have a big show ahead of us for Monday Night Raw. And then tonight we're going to talk about it again in the post show. So what I've been doing, I don't know if you guys noticed lately, but we've been doing the post shows or the day after to talk about the product. I feel like it's better than reacting in real time, whether we're just sitting here watching the show. I mean, it is good for pay-per-views, but for weekly shows, it just doesn't work. The hype and excitement is just not the same. So what I've been trying to do is kind of do pre-shows, post-shows, and in-between shows and the day after. So that's what we're doing right here. That's why I'm talking about Collision. I didn't watch Collision on Saturday. On Saturday, I actually watched SmackDown, right? And then Sunday, I was playing AEW Fight Forever a little bit and then played some UFC, and we talked a little bit there. And then today, watching Collision, and then I'm going to keep up with what happens with Raw. We're going to talk about Raw after the fact tonight on the post show. And I'm going to watch Raw on Hulu tomorrow afternoon, and we'll talk about Raw tomorrow afternoon in our wrestling hangout stream. So tonight we'll play some video games. And we'll watch we'll watch and talk wrestling in the afternoon. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of gonna do that format, flipping and flopping. That way we can continue the conversation in a more like streamlined narrative. Because I feel like the streams lately, I've kind of struggled to find my footing just because it's not WrestleMania season. I haven't been watching wrestling on a weekly basis live, and it's kind of been difficult to keep up with and stream and give you guys my honest opinion on these things. But as I've gotten back into the mix and I've been aware of what's going on with AEW and WWE and, you know, all that jazz, I've been able to, you know, enjoy this experience that we've kind of formulated. And then Jay on Saturday, he was talking about bringing back classic WWE shows from Peacock / WWE Network, depending on where you live. So we're gonna be doing special streams for classic, Raws or SmackDowns and pay-per-views or whatever. What I'm gonna do is I'll do a weekly voting poll for members. So if you're a member, you're gonna get to dictate what show we watch out of 4 answers. All right. So I'm gonna ultimately do that on a weekly basis or every other week, every 2 weeks, depending on that week and what shows we have lined up. But we'll do voting and we'll set it up accordingly so the members have that privilege. They'll have the members will have a privilege of voting on the show we're gonna get to watch. The members are gonna have the privilege of being in the party, in the voice chat party on Discord. Those will be some of the perks. Because I got a couple good classic Raw to choose from. We're gonna go all over. I want to switch it around, and I wanna make it fun and creative, and also I want to be able to enjoy what I'm watching. So I'll definitely take ideas from you guys, but I'll put a pre-selected voting poll. When he broke the concrete on Lee's stomach, I was ready. Then they just had a tag match and disappeared. You know what? Wasn't it crazy though how Swerve and Lee were like on top of the world? You want to know what shows exactly we're talking about? Swerve and Keith Lee broke up as a tag team in January. They still haven't had a one-on-one match. It's been weird. Remember when Rick Ross got involved? They had Rick Ross. They had Swerve team up with like these associates. Like, I don't know. Then they had Bow Wow with Jade Cargill too. Alright, back from commercial break. Running knee to Ricky Starks by CM Punk. This has been a slow match. I feel like a lot of the Punk matches has been the pacing has they've been a little slow, right? One of the Raws I was thinking of when ECW invaded 97 and a Raw from 98 had a Hell in a Cell. Ooh. Oh, Lex, watch the Raw from 97 where Stone Cold took out Bret Hart in an ambulance. Well, we'll definitely put those up for voting at some point. My favorite Raw was when Bret did a shoot promo. When was that? I mean, what was the shoot promo on exactly? A good Raw would be the one after the Survivor Series 2001. Just a whole bunch of face and heel turns for no reason. Great pandemonium. And then you know what's funny? They also did the Battle of the Belts after AEW Collision, which I thought was funny. They could have just branded AEW Collision to go on for another hour. And I don't know, I just feel like the Bret Hart tournament this year just didn't feel as it just didn't feel as monumental. It was March 1797. Pretty much the whole Stone Cold versus Hart Foundation feud on Raw. So how do you guys feel about this CM Punk match? It's been a wrestling clinic so far from what I can tell. Good match, trash finish. Yeah, I want to see the finish. You guys been talking about that finish. Devin, was it when Hart turned on the United States and went heel? Ooh, they went for the crossbody. That was a pretty stiff shot there. Wonder if that foot injury kind of slowed him down. Could be, because he's definitely moving a lot slower from what I can tell. I saw the Samoa Joe match. I'm watching this Ricky Starks match. And not that it's been bad. They were both good. And from what I see on this one, it's been good. He's been doing pretty solid. But I'm just saying, it's notable that the pacing has just changed. And I know he's not a kid anymore, you know? He's not that young dude anymore. Y'all hear about that Bailey injury? I did. That was crazy. He just did the pile driver on Ricky Starks. You remember, like when Punk was in WWE, I remember, like even his hairstyle was part of his character. Like he would grow out like a mustache a certain way, or the beard like that, or he'll have like the 5 o'clock shadow, or he'll have the clean shave. Remember when he had the goatee, the long hair? It was part of his character. It was part of his story. Right now he's like randomly bald again, and he's randomly with the low shave. Like it's not even part of his story right now. Like it's just CM Punk has a haircut, and he's just like, back then those little details meant a lot, you know. It added to his characterization, and it gave meaning to his whole persona. And I feel like, oh shit, Ricky Starks went for the second spear, and Punk got him in a headlock there. Yeah, she's alright. Her and Dakota having long-term injuries would have been sad. What's been up with Dakota? I know she hasn't really been there. And it's funny, I thought Bailey was gonna separate from Io Sky with the whole Money in the Bank stuff, but I didn't finish the FTR match because we were talking so much about Punk. I just skipped ahead. But so far from what I saw, it was a good wrestling clinic. It was pretty alright. The crowd has been into this Ricky Starks match. Wait, what? No. Hold on. No way. No way. That's how he won? I don't think he's a heel though. Crowd is cheering him on. They even threw the little stripes. I am shocked. Hey, you guys weren't kidding. Wow, you guys were not kidding. That. So the referee looked up after counting 3 and saw, like, in the process, as he said 3, he saw Starks. And he just took the championship trophy from Jushin Liger. Like, they literally had this dude dress up, come out, and what? I'm confused right now, guys. Can someone help? Can't believe y'all made me watch that match to end up watching that finish. Y'all should have just told me it was that bad and not worth watching. There was a guy sticking his middle finger to CM Punk right next to Dave Benoit. What was his name? Dave Benoit, right? Or something like that. Lance Archer? What did he do to earn the title match against Orange Cassidy? Where has Lance Archer? And he's with Jake the Snake Roberts. Where? What? Guys, I'm lost for words now. You guys made me watch that shit. I gotta gather myself. Bailey's Eagle is already doing that. Yeah, I think that we're gonna break up regardless, right? All right, let me pause this right here, guys. I put the Battle of the Belts and I'm watching that. I told you it was awful, Lex. No, yeah, that was really over the top awful. All right, guys, we're gonna get into what's going down. Let's get into the rundown of Monday Night Raw, man. By the way, the few that remain in the stream, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't dropped a like, please drop a like. let's see what's going on. It's been a wild stream so far in terms of what we've seen out of this show, but let's get in over here. All right, so we're on the WWE page on Twitter. We're going to see the rundown, like I said, of what's going down tonight. So for Monday Night Raw, we got Intercontinental Champion Gunther battles the Super King of Bros one-on-one in a non-title match tonight, which will have Kaiser and Vinci barred from ringside. Now, this tells me one thing. Something's going to go down where Gunther may even lose. The title's not on the line. Something's got to happen in this match. This is a story type match. That's my prediction for it. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Raquel and Liv are defending their titles against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Now, the interesting thing about this one is that they actually added Rhea Ripley to the mix with this here, so I don't know what's going to go down with that, but I do see Raquel and Liv walking out with the belts. And we have Alpha Academy going up against the Viking Raiders, which they've been in a feud lately, and I just love Alpha Academy. Look at Chad Gable. He's just absolutely jacked. You know what's funny? That Chad Gable is a beast, and he is underutilized. Doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. How will Brock Lesnar respond to Cody Rhodes' SummerSlam challenge? I think that this is going to be one to look out for. This is going to be one of those moments that we're going to be talking about tonight for sure. And then Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn clash with Dom Mysterio and Senor Money in the Bank in a non-title match. This is kind of a waste of an opportunity here, in my opinion. There's no story here. Not even the title being on the line. I just, Judgment Day being involved. Well, I don't know. Judgment Day doesn't really have much going for it right now besides the implosion story, which is ironic considering what happened with the Titan submarine. But that has nothing to do with wrestling. I just connected the dots as I was saying it. So Wednesday they're going to have Mr. Matt Riddle on the bump. So something's going to go down with Matt Riddle. All right. I remember this segment made me laugh. National Ice Cream Day. When this dude was running around with the 24/7 title. Really clever editing. Super funny. So yeah, guys, that's what's going down on Raw tonight. Wow. Pretty packed Raw for a random day, right? In my opinion. Reggie was definitely fun. Always made me laugh in a good way. And I miss R-Truth. Does anybody else miss R-Truth? Pretty stacked tonight. Always missed the GOAT. Yeah, man. Raw does look pretty good tonight, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. I'm gonna watch it on and off, and I'm gonna look at what goes down through social media as well, because what I'm gonna do is we'll talk about some of the highlights and things tonight while we're gaming, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll unravel everything that went down. Judgment Day did pin Sammy in the tag match, so they have some stake at the titles. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, logic says that Judgment Day should be in a story, right? Just my opinion. Guys, that's all I got for you. We covered AEW Collision. We covered Monday Night Raw. And we talked about several eras in wrestling. The conversation will 100% continue tonight with some gameplay featuring Trout, hopefully. We'll see if we can get Trout in there. I'm going to finish watching Battle of the Belts here. But yeah, feel free to comment on anything else you guys may want to talk about in this stream before we end it in a little bit. We're going to end it in about 20 minutes or so while we get through Battle of the Belts. But I just wanted to give y'all a shout out for tuning in mid-afternoon for this awesome little stream that we had. Do you guys like Archer? What was Archer's name in WWE? Because I think he was in TNA, right? Let me see. Vance Archer. Yeah, he came out in WWE. Lance Archer, Vance Archer. He was in TNA, yep. He was in WWE from 2009 to 2010. This dude has wrestled everywhere. R-Truth is still recovering from his injury on NXT. Yeah, he still is. I did, but they don't do anything with him except lose. Yeah, they kind of bring him in to like... He's just like a plug and play Lance Hoyt in TNA. That's funny. He's kind of like a plug and play big guy. Kind of like Morrissey. Morrissey comes out and he's not... Look at Jake the Snake Roberts. How funny. I can't believe they flew Jake the Snake Roberts for this. Do you think Jake the Snake Roberts works on something else backstage? Yeah, because I mean, why would they fly him out? Training, maybe? I would hope so, because to fly him out to team up with Lance. He just flipped the security guard. Bray Waddy, what do you mean? Yeah, I think Jake the Snake's probably training others. Orange Cassidy's on top of the security staff as well, piling everybody up. He just threw him through. Oh my god, the way that he threw him to the barricade. This match has been pretty funny. These guys are better than that. Can I call in for the segment Bazonian Corner? What happened? You trying to make orange juice? That's what it looks like. I'll tell you when I call in, it's Bazonian Corner. It's me talking about wrestling. Randy Orton may come back to WWE Incoming because of the theme song. You're saying it because of the theme song, huh? So, did anybody watch Battle of the Belts? Nah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it off because it doesn't look too solid. I'll just watch highlights on YouTube, honestly. I'm gonna take it off. Kinda pointless? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off. Hey, y'all. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one tonight. I hope to see y'all there. 2K update is dropping tomorrow, more than likely. Yep. And then Wednesday, we got the DLC. Tonight, we got some gaming to do on wrestling. So we'll probably play some WWE, AEW, and some UFC again because I want to finish my career on UFC to delete the game from my hard drive. But yeah, we talked about the pre-show for Raw. We talked about the state of AEW and wrestling. Great afternoon stream. Great rundown. Let's get it, man. You know what time it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no game.